y'all. I got some shit what need to be said, okay? Now, if you saw the title, you saw that the title reads Strange Things Going On Around Here. Okay. So I came on here to talk about a few things because it was a few things that I found a little strange, right? Hence the title. But I want to know what y'all think. So y'all let me know what y'all think. So first of all, unfortunately, a part of my job is to have to calm down guests, right? What that's a part of a lot of people's jobs. When you're in customer service, your job is to be able to handle the customers, right? And I've done, I do that very, very well. I have too many years of customer service experience. And I know I'm great at what I do with regards to handling people. But sometimes in certain situations, such as this, you have to um, come in between like domestic disputes and things. And, I don't like to come in between stuff like that, where it's a business where you may hear people arguing, you may hear people fighting. Sometimes guests will hear people arguing, fighting, and really bad domestic, you know, violence issues and whatever. And it's their business, right? If nobody calls the police to come and do a report, or if no one calls the police to come and help, it's pretty much out of our hands, right? Um, I guess there's nothing that we can really do about it. Um, but it always sucks when you hear about stuff like that. And hi. And a lot of times it's about a dude like fighting a female or whatever. Um, and um, so it's part of my job to uh, knock doors and make sure guests are out on time, they're checking out on time and stuff like that. And you know, sometimes you see things that you may not want to see. Um, you know, I've seen stuff that I don't want to see, that I don't like to see. But today in particular, I did see a girl look pretty beat up in the face. And the only reason why I'm talking about it also is because it bothered me, but also it pertains to me. Um, so the girl was pretty beat up in the face. And I was just checking to make sure they was leaving the room on time. And like the whole side of her face was all black and blue and red, like, and it looked like a fresh bruise, like it was like from here down, you know what I mean? Like so. And it was two guys, her, um, and then I think I saw another female, two white girls, two white guys. But then, you know, I guess I felt like maybe I should have said something. When I came back to the front desk, I was like, damn, did she need help? You know what I'm saying? And so I like went back out and I kind of looked towards the room, and then the guy that was coming out the room, he saw me and he started looking at me, you know, like, what is she doing? Or is she gonna say something or whatever? And I looked at him and I just kind of just turned my head and closed the door. And then while I'm at the desk, that same dude that was in that room with that girl that was beat up in the face, he stood outside the office door where I was, and he had his phone up and he was like photographing. like he was like photographing or whatever. And and I was like, at first I'm like, is he photographing me or whatever? Because I know, we had that little eye thing or whatever. And I'm like, is he photographing me or whatever? Um, and he just kept the camera on me. You know what I mean? And it made me feel uncomfortable. So I just kind of tried to duck down and turn my head or whatever so that he would take the camera off me. Um, and I was like, why is he like? Why I was like, what is he, paparazzi? Like, why is he trying to get me on camera or whatever, right? And I don't know if maybe he was trying to get me on camera or take a picture of me because he felt like I saw something, and so he wanted to document me or something like that for future reference. I don't know, um, but it made me feel real uncomfortable, which is why I'm on here talking about it, right? And so um, I was told, to leave, to not you know, if the girl didn't say anything, just leave it alone. So, I left it alone, but I didn't like that he came to the front and was pointing the camera at me. You know what I'm saying? And then another guest told me that he was photographing a black girl or whatever. And at first I thought he was talking about me because the dude was pointing the camera at me. And he said it was a black girl that was dressed in all black, like an all black garb, like Muslim esque or whatever. And I was like, well, if she was covered from head to toe in all black, like wrapped up like a Muslim, I was like, then how could you tell she was black? And he was like, no, no, I could tell she was black. She was a black girl. She was a black girl. And I was like, what the fuck? And he's like, yeah. And then he said when the other guys came over asking him what he was doing, because I had told my manager, I was like, be careful, paparazzi outside. And he was like, paparazzi. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but he got the camera and he just like got the camera on me, you know. But another guest told me he was photographing some black girl who had all black garb on, like she was wrapped up like a Muslim, but he could tell she was a black girl. And I was like, what? And he said when he was asked, what are you doing? Why are you taking pictures? What are you taking pictures of? He said the guy said, oh, we just want to document like every moment of our stay here. We want to document every moment of our stay here. And I'm like, first of all, you got a half beaten up girl in the room and you want to walk around the property documenting your stay here, but you got the camera on me. But then the guest said a black girl was coming downstairs in all black, wrapped up like a Muslim. And then the guest said something quite interesting. The guest said it reminded him of like some kind of sex trafficking, some kind of trafficking. And I said, excuse me? SEX trafficking. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that on you. I said, excuse me? He said, yeah, that's what it reminds me of. That's exactly what it looked like. And I'm like, well, what the hell he had the camera pointing at my ass for? You know what I'm saying? And so that, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, no, oh no. I will come on camera and publicly talk about this shit because if this is some shit going down that needs to be reported or talked about, oh yes, I will come on camera and publicly talk about this shit because I'm not down for shit like that happen around me and I don't know what the hell is going on and then I get caught up in some shit. This motherfucker, he was videoing me. He was looking right at me. He was looking right at me. Y'all. So I found that quite interesting. He wanted to document every moment of the stay. You want to document every moment of the stay, but you got a half beat girl in the room. It don't make sense to me. And because you saw that I saw what was going on, now the camera is on me. Anyway, I wanted to talk about that because I thought that shit was crazy. Um, and for safety purposes as well, because that's some bullshit. Also, another. boil me in oil and call me a Negro. Will boil me in order and call me a Negro. Mm. Yes. Thank you. I'm all right. Yeah, I guess y'all gonna have to catch it from the beginning if you don't know what I'm talking about. But you have to catch it from the beginning. But so then another strange thing that happened. That was one strange thing that happened today while I was working. Another strange thing that happened while I was working is the thing that happened. The other thing that happened strange was the same thing that happened to me months ago at my other job. You know how shit happens? You know it ain't no coincidence. And you just kind of feel like there's a correlation to it because the shit is just too weird. It's too weird. So a guest comes up to me today and she said, um, we were just having regular conversation. This is a guest I've seen a lot. I deal with her a lot, whatever. Nice lady or whatever. And she was like, I saw Kim Kardashian at the Island restaurant or whatever 2 weeks ago. And I said, what? And she said, Kim Kardashian. I said, oh, yeah. She said, yeah, she was with the kids or whatever. They call paparazzi to come and take pictures, blah, blah, blah. And it's quite interesting that you're saying that to me. I was like, because months before that, like not even that long ago, it was like literally months ago, um, another black lady came up to me at my other job. Okay? Because I always got multiple jobs. A black lady came up to me at my other job and said, hey, guess who I just ran into at the Island restaurant? The same location, y'all. The same location, the same restaurant, the same place. Guess who I just saw at Island restaurant? I said, well, who? I don't know this. Now, this lady I don't know from a can of paint. She was just a new customer that came in. I don't know who she is. I think her name might have been Destiny, if I remember correctly. I don't know. She had her daughter with her, a little girl with her. And she came up to the register and she said, before she even ordered her drink, anything, before she ordered, because I was at Starbucks, before she ordered her drink or anything like that, she said, guess who I seen at Island Restaurant? And mind you, Island Restaurant is right behind me, okay? I work in front of Island Restaurant. I said, well, who? She said, Kanye West. I said, oh, yeah? She said, yeah. She said he was waiting for Kim. He was waiting for Kim. And I said, oh. And I looked at her and I said, how do you know that? She said, what? I said, how do you know that he was waiting for Kim? She said, oh, I think I heard him say that. And I said, oh, okay. And then she took out her phone and she showed me a picture of what appeared to be Kanye West sitting in a booth at Island Restaurant. But he had that black mask on his face, so you couldn't really tell if it was him or not. But, and I was like, okay, or whatever. And then she kind of was just waiting. Like she didn't order. Like I said, I thought we were going to move forward with her ordering her beverage at Starbucks. What would you like? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Like she didn't even move forward with her drink. She just stopped and watched me. Like she was waiting to see some kind of reaction or something. And I thought that was just so strange. And I'm just looking like, caramel macchiato? Frappuccino? Like, are we moving forward? Because you came in here for a reason, right? You're in Starbucks, so you came here to order a drink, right? Or did you come in here to tell me that you saw Kanye West, you took a picture of him, and that he was waiting for Kim months ago? Okay, that was strange. So I literally had to say, "Are you ready to order?" For her to kind of snap out, and she's like, "Oh yeah, yeah." So and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" So months ago, I thought that was strange. I thought that shit was strange months ago. Right. And then even after she left, I kind of like went through the drive-through window, opened it, and looked at Island Restaurant. Because now I'm looking, right? Like, oh, is he really there? Or the hell is going on? Right. So today, another black lady, however, a different black woman, but one I actually have been seeing over the course of some months, says the exact same thing. I saw Kim Kardashian, yeah, about 2 weeks ago at Island Restaurant. She was with her kids. Yeah, I think they were waiting for paparazzi. You know, they like to make the camera ops and stuff. I'm just like, and I just stopped today. I just stopped and was like, it was like deja vu. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, why do I keep, why are these people's names keep being popped up around me? Why do people keep talking about these people to me? And why, like, why specifically them? Why specifically them? No other celebrity, no other, but specifically them. And I was just like, And then I told her, I was like, it's interesting that you said that because just months ago, another black lady came to me at my other job and said damn near the same thing that you just said to me. And she said, oh, I said, yeah. She said, oh, well, they don't live too far from here. I said, oh, yeah? She said, yeah, you don't know they kids go play at the academy over there? I said, where? What are you talking about? And she said, the Mamba stuff. I said, that's around here? She said, yeah, you didn't know? I said, no. I said, I guess I don't know where the hell I am. I said, I guess I don't know. I guess I don't know where I am. And I was like, how do you know? And I even asked her, I'm like, how do you know this? How do you know? How do you know this? How do you know this about these people? How do you know? Like, I have no idea. Like, that's how much I literally mind my business, y'all. That's how much I literally mind my business. I don't know. I don't know. I know, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I'm aware of my surroundings, but I don't pay attention to like high profile people like that enough to know stuff like that. Definitely didn't know about the Mamba Academy. I didn't know I was that close to it. I didn't know. I didn't know. So I don't know if I should be nervous or if I should be on edge or like I'd like. And then the girl looked at me and was like, you don't know where you at? She said, you know, you're in a very wealthy area. I said, oh. I said, I mean, I know it's $1 million homes around here. She was like, well, you said it. You say it like that's nothing. And I was like, I mean, I lived in Malibu for like a year. I've been around multi-million-dollar homes. Even when I wasn't out here in Southern Cal, like it's not like I'm not used to being around people that have a lot of money. It's not like it's not that, you know what I'm saying? It's not that I'm not used to. I've been immersed in celebrity culture and celebrity world. A lot of my jobs got me into places to meet celebrities and be around and be into like my I studied broadcast communications, what led me into, networking and interning and being in, record labels and around. So like I've been around celebrities like for years. I've worked on video shoots. I've been, you know what I'm saying? Been to all kind of events with celebrity. Like, so that stuff doesn't phase me. That's the word I'm looking for. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't phase me. Some people it does. I've this one guy, he was like celeb crazy, like he personally worked for like entertainment events just so that he could be close to celebrities, and like you could tell like he was celeb. Yeah, such and 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 such. I was like, damn. And when he stopped, I was like, you really like celebrities, huh? Like you really, really like them. Like you really like you want to, schmooze with them, like, because he was talking about him like they was his right hand man, like, Anyway, but I was just, like, shit like that don't phase me. Like, I tell people, I'm like, I'm not a superficial person. Like stuff like that does not phase me. It doesn't phase me. But when you start to hear the same story from different people, um, and it's like aligning up with the same kind of shit and the same people, you know what I mean? you start kind of going, hmm, hmm. I honestly didn't know, y'all. I didn't know. I guess I just didn't really understand where I what I was surrounded by. You know what I mean? And I mean, I don't know how to I mean, okay. Okay. I just think it's strange, hence the title, that I keep getting the same story told to me. The same story about the same celebrities. Y'all don't find that strange? And then what I talked about earlier with the dude being paparazzi, get the camera all in my. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I should stop going public, like going live where I am or something. I don't know. I don't know. But I wasn't going live months ago when the same thing was told to me at all. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. It was also interesting. I was at Starbucks, right, months ago, and these two white guys came in and they ordered drinks, right? And when it came time to give the name, they said Winter. And they stopped and they looked at me. And I said, Winter? Now these are two men. Have you ever heard of a man named Winter? I haven't. But anyway, they said Winter, which is my daughter's name. And I said, Winter? They said, yeah. And I said, okay. And I proceeded to put the name because the name goes on the cup. And they just stared at me the whole time. Now, you would think that after you order your drink, most customers, when they order their drink, if they're with someone, they move down the aisle to wait for their drink, right? They have conversation, they talk, they may walk around and look at some of the merchandise in the store, but most of the time they're talking to each other, especially if they come in the store with somebody. These two gentlemen didn't do, I don't know if I should call them gentlemen, but these two men didn't do that. Instead, they moved down to the aisle, to wait for their drink, but they watched me and they kept watching me and they kept watching me like they were waiting to see what my reaction was going to be after they said my daughter's name. It was quite interesting. And because I knew they were watching me for my reaction, I looked them both dead in their face and smiled. And they said, and then they turned and walked by the door. Why would me looking at you and smiling make you jump? Is that not strange, y'all? Is that not strange? Literally, they were watching me so hard after they said my daughter's name that when I finally looked at them, because they were looking at me so hard and I smiled, they jumped. And so after their drinks were made, I walked over to them and I called them out to them. At Starbucks, you call out the drink how it's supposed to be made, double shot, grande, double shot, caramel macchiato, extra caramel, da 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 da. And after I said the names of the drink, I looked them both in their face and I said, for winter. And they were just like, and they heard me walked off. I thought that was interesting. Another time at Starbucks, but this time not the Starbucks um, where I am now, the Starbucks in Malibu. Since we on story time, we might as well start, just start talking about other strange shit, right? So at the Starbucks in Malibu, A lot of interesting things happened. Actually, I actually talked about some of the interesting things that happened to me at the Starbucks in Malibu on my TikTok. So those videos are on there. Maybe that's why anyway, we're not going to go there. Um, so it was like not crowded in the store at all this one particular day. It was like damn near nobody in there. And this guy walks in, a white guy, he walks in with this little girl, and she has curly hair. And what's crazy is that she looked just like my daughter Winter. Curly hair. Um, and I kind of looked and I kept looking. I'm like, damn, she looked like my daughter. Just, you know. And I think she had glasses on or something. And they went and sat down at the chair, a table on the side in the chair or whatever. And the guy sat facing me, and then the little girl sat facing him. And then she turned and looked at me and she said, hi, like that, but like real, like robotic, but not robotic, but robotic. It was really strange. And I was like, hi, honey, like, hi, like that. It was weird. And then the guy that was sitting with her, the white guy that was sitting with her, he was watching me and he was smiling, right? He had a Pepperdine sweatshirt on. I'll never forget a Pepperdine sweatshirt on. Um, and then when they were leaving, she was holding his hand. And as they were walking out, she turned and looked at me and she said, bye, like that. And I was like, bye, the fuck? But she looked like my daughter. It was, not just like her, but she looked like her. And the guy that was holding her hand, he looked at me and he was smiling. And I'm just like, this is like some Truman Show shit. Like, this shit is just like crazy. Do you know what I mean? So that was some other strange stuff. Another time at that same Starbucks in Malibu, this guy, tall guy, black hair, slicked back. He looked like he was Italian. Um, Tall, broad shoulders. He had all black on, and his hair was jet black, slicked back. He ordered his drink from one of my partners, and I was the one that made his drink. I noticed he came in a couple times, but one particular day, he came in and he sat over in the side. He sat over in the side where that dude that had the Pepperdine sweatshirt on with the little girl that looked like my daughter. He sat over there on that side by the window, facing what's that store? The jewelry store, facing a jewelry store called what the hell is that jewelry store name? Something glam. Something glam. It was in Malibu. In like a mini little plaza area. But anyway, um, I noticed that this particular day though, it was pretty crowded in the store. It was crowded in the store, and like random people were just coming in and coming out and coming in or whatever. And I noticed some strange characters come in, and they definitely looked strange. Like one girl looked like she was straight out of anime. Like it was some interesting things going on, strange things going on, right? So I'm taking orders. It's busy. We moving through. We moving through. We moving through. And out of nowhere, right? Like I kind of lost breath, right? Not necessarily losing breath. I felt like I was like right, like the energy. There you go. Like it felt like my energy was being drained. That's what it is. It felt like my energy was being drained from me, and I was literally like, and I started like to the point where I was leaning over I'm leaning on the cash register, y'all. I'm leaning on the cash register. I'm leaning on the cash register. As I said that, I heard pounding. I'm leaning on the cash register, y'all. And my partner's looking at me at Starbucks. They're like, you all right, Shanda? I was like, I just feel weak all of a sudden. Like I just feel weak all of a sudden. And after I said that, I looked over at that dude with the all black on. And he was like, And I just kept looking at him because I wanted him to know that I knew it was him. So I just kept saying it. I don't know. I just feel weak all of a sudden. I feel drained all of a sudden. I just kept saying it over and over. The customers looking at me, my partner's looking at me, because nobody else was drained, feeling weak. It was nobody else. It was just me. And then because I kept saying it over and over again, looking at him, eventually he got up and he hurried across the floor and out the door. And y'all, as soon as he exited that door, I went from leaning on the cash register to like nothing had ever happened. All my energy just came back. I was absolutely fine. Again, I wasn't leaning over the cash register. I was fine. And that's how I knew that it was that guy. And I was like, he must be a really dark figure, and not just a dark figure that wears all black, dressed in all black, but he must be like a dark energy, because light don't drain light. Darkness drains light, right? So I thought that was quite interesting. I had never experienced anything like that before. And because I never experienced anything like that before, it made me pay more attention to it. That much more attention to it. And that's why I did a video and put it on TikTok. A lot of my experiences, I did videos and put them on TikTok. I was like, I gotta document this shit. This is some, this is like straight out the damn movies. Like, this shit really happens. It's not a joke. And what's crazy is he didn't seem like a threatening man. I looked him in his face and his eyes. I think I looked at him one time and I was like, oh, he kind of handsome. You know what I'm saying? Like, do you know what I mean? But for some reason, his presence was just dark. But looking at him, he seemed like he was just a regular nice guy, like just a regular guy. But he was dark. It's interesting. And so I'm wondering, I don't know. It was interesting. A lot of interesting stuff happened to me there and here. So a lot of strange things happened to me there and here. So, but the bottom line, I'm glad I got all that out, because I've been wanting to talk about that shit. Like, I've been really wanting to express about some of the things that's been happening to me. You know, sometimes you feel like nobody really gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Um, and even if you were to tell some people, I don't even think they would really understand. I don't even think they would really understand. You know what I mean? They would probably be like, damn, that sounds like something in a movie. But art imitates life, doesn't it? It absolutely does. Art imitates life. People be really out here in these streets reenacting scenes from movies, but on some real life shit. How do you explain all these people online in the comments section saying stuff like, oh my God, look at all this stuff that's been going on. Justin Bieber, this one and that one, and this child and that child. It was right in front of our face the whole time. We just didn't see because we were so blinded by the glitz and the glamour and the fame and the blah, 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 blah. And they were doing it right in front of our face. Yeah, they do it right in front of your face. right in front of your face, and you blinded by fame, money, being in the in crowd, not knowing that being in the in crowd could get your ass taken down. Cause it looked like a lot of folks that was in the in crowd with Diddy, they got fucked up. You know what I'm saying? So clearly, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. But that shit ain't never phased me like that anyway. Like, I respect people's artistry for sure. Um, I definitely am fans of certain people for sure, for sure. But I'm not that far gone where I don't think that things that some people deem far fetched wouldn't happen. If you can think it, it can happen. And that's some real shit. If you can think it, it can happen. Because some people will think something and they'll be like, no, what am I thinking? That could never happen. That's too far fetched. You thought it though, didn't you? If you can think it, it's not too far fetched. You learn that. So I'm not oblivious to the fact that people be doing some fucked up stuff. I'm not oblivious to that fact at all. I'm very aware when it comes to stuff like that. Very aware, which is probably how I've kept myself protected for so long because I'm aware. Because motherfuckers be looking you right in your face and be plotting, planning, or they'll just give you the stone look, or they'll smile, or they won't make eye contact. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. It's a lot of things. But like I said, a lot of strange things going on around here. And I'm very aware. But that dude taking pictures of me or videoing me earlier today, talking about he want to get every moment of his trip. You want to get every moment of your trip. Anyway, anyway. So I just wanted to come on here and talk about that because it's a safety measure for sure. It's a safety measure for sure. Um, and I wanted it to be out there. And going live is one of the best ways for it to go out there, you know, so that people can be like, well, she said that. She did say this and she did say that, you know. But I just thought that was interesting. So I'm just continuing to watch my surroundings. Um, like I said, I didn't know. Sometimes you feel like you in like the dragon's lair or the, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? With some of the stuff that be going on. You know, it was also interesting. For years, I said, you know how you when you pray or whatever. I mean, I don't know if any of y'all pray or anything like that, but I remember that don't scare me, y'all. That don't scare me. Ooh. Child, please. That stuff don't scare me. I've been through a lot. And sometimes when you've been through a lot, shit like that just don't. Oh, I must be really hitting on some real shit. Because there's a lot of people in the comments that are very triggered. Very triggered. Just by the stuff they're saying, y'all. Big black NGGER behind you. Michael Myers is behind you. Oh, let me look at the comments. I haven't been looking in the comment section. Um, Jesus loves you. You are very cute. That's interesting. Words do have power. Tunnel vision. Greetings. Hi, lady. I am back. What shoes are you wearing? Do you know about Liam Payne? Yeah, I heard about Liam Payne. What I heard about Liam Payne, what I heard about Liam Payne was that he was one of the people that was going to speak up or something, or speak up. I think he was like, what the hell? Allegedly, he was one of the people at a Diddy party or something like that. There's something said about Liam Payne. I don't know, but I did hear about him. It's some shit, some stuff that's intertwined in there. What's going on with you in this hat? What's wrong with my hat? You don't like my hat? I like my hat. Uh, Holy Mindset TV, Holy Mind. What's your live about today? Read the title. You are a good person. Kind of like deja vu thing. I know it definitely ain't deja vu though. Um, Papa a tip, mama. What? Y'all say some crazy stuff on here. Um, I love your accent. BBC, good take BBC. What's BBC? What the fuck is that? You look so beautiful. Thank you. What are you talking about? Read the title. Well, boil me in oil and call me an egg roll. Hi, you are so beautiful. Thank you. Okay. We unlock nation. So anyway, your house tour. Ha 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 ha. Um, yeah, when I get another house. But if you would like to see the house tour of my other homes, you can go to my featured channel right here on this channel. It's Wind Lake Real Estate. And if you click on that, it should take you to a YouTube channel and it'll give you, I created two videos. The music in the background I composed, and I did a whole video on my former homes. So if you're looking for my house tours of my former homes, you can find it at Wind Lake Real Estate. The videos are right there. And I hope you like what you see. I should have did some before and after pictures is what I was thinking about. Um, you know how they show you the house when it's empty and then they show you the house after what was done to it, and I just basically showed what was done to it. I didn't do the before pictures. I should have did that, especially with my second home. The second home was built from the ground up, and if you would have saw it before and then afterwards, you would have been like, oh wow, you really did a serious transformation. It really was a serious transformation. It was it was wonderful. It was wonderful because when we built it from the ground up, we had got some things installed that we really didn't want, but because it was cheaper and we knew we could get a better bargain somewhere else, we just went with it. So it was like carpet and flooring and paint and, just different things that we just did not like, but we were like, okay, screw it, it's cheaper. So we'll just get it like that and then just change it. And that's exactly what it did. As soon as we built it up, went to the warehouses, looking through rows and rows of tile, looking through rows and rows of granite countertops, looking through rows and rows of all kind of stuff, but it was really fun. Like I really felt like I was in HGTV. It was really, really fun. I had the best time building the home. I was pregnant with my twins at the time, so I was like literally just on site with a hard hat on, with a big belly. But it was fun going through the building of the home process, and it was definitely fun, like kind of ripping it apart again, so to speak, but then putting it back together. But with everything that I wanted, so it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I really enjoy, and that's how my former homes is how I knew I wanted to be a realtor, which I am. I have my real estate license. Goodness knows, I wish I could use it. I so wish I could use my, like, I am just like, this is ridiculous. What was the point of me going to real estate school twice, once in Nevada, here in, California? What was the point of me going to real estate school twice? What was the point of me, paying all this money out to get my, take all these tests and take the state test and pass all these tests? And because you got to go to school and you got to pass the test in school, then you got to take the state test and the national test. Well, in Nevada, you got to take two tests, the state and the national. California, you only had to take the state, I think, either the state or the national. Might have been a state, whatever. Anyway, so I'm just, what I'm saying? It's like, what's the point of me, like, doing all of that? And it's like, I feel like I'm just so I feel like I'm limited. You know what I mean? Because, I don't make enough to like pay my brokerage fees. And like, I'm literally assigned to a brokerage, y'all. Like I'm literally, my license is literally hanging up at a brokerage. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm there. My picture is there as an agent, and I'm grateful to them that they keep me on. Because they're just like, okay, we want to, we're waiting for you to get back on your feet so that you can get back in the game and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I really do want to get back in the game, because goodness knows I'd rather be doing that. You know what I mean? This isn't so bad because it's dealing with property, it's dealing with um, real estate, basically. It's just dealing with like renting of units and things like that. So it's like I'm not too far away, but I'm still far enough away where, like, money wise, making money wise, I'm far away. And I'm renting properties, but I'm not selling properties. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm not renovating homes anymore. I'm not, landscaping and doing stuff like that. Like, that's the stuff that I really, really love to do. That's the stuff I have a passion for. And so when you are in a situation where you don't make enough money to pay, like, you don't make enough extra money to be able to pay your brokerage fees, you know what I mean? Like, that's really what I need to do. I need to make enough money to be able to pay my brokerage fees. I need to make enough money to be able to um, um, pay for marketing and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't really care about having to pay for marketing as much as I need to be able to pay for my brokerage fees. Do you know what I mean? Because real estate fees in California, Southern California, and I like have to be a part of like the Beverly Hills Association or something like that, and I have to pay my MLS fees and things like that, and that's about a good 1,000 or more, right? But when you have to pay to live, which means you have to pay rent, you have to pay to eat, you have to pay other little bills that you may have on the side, like phone or whatever else, because I do have other bills or whatever. So when you only make enough to basically pay those things, it doesn't leave extra money to be able to pay for your brokerage fees, which is very important because that's like how you get out the hole, right? That's how, like, and I always say to myself, like, all I have to do is sell one home. One home. I just have to sell one home. Like, I sold my homes in Nevada, but it's like all I have to do is sell one home out here. And like that would really get me going. Do you know what I mean? Like for real, for real. And I would be gone. Do you know what I mean? Um, but it is what it is. I mean, and that's why I had at one point I had two jobs. You know what I mean? But it still didn't seem like it was enough. And then when you have another job that was like, messing with your livelihood just in regards to, you know, taking your pay rate down and then taking your hours away and stuff like that. This is what happened at my other job or whatever. And so when you have people against you trying to always tear you down and trying to affect your livelihood in a way that won't allow you to elevate, it makes it really, really difficult to do that. And so it's almost, sometimes it almost feels like it's being done to like test your will or to test your strength, your mental um, strength or your physical strength to see how much you can take on, or you know what I mean. And then if you show that you can take on a lot, then people look at you and it's almost like they want to study you. How is she able to do this? How is she able to do that? How is she able to keep going? How does she knock down but she get back? How? And then they kind of look at you like you're an alien. you know? But my answer is always the same and it's always very clear. I have kids to live for. I have kids to live for. Why would I fall down and not get back up? My kids need me. Do you know what I mean? That's always at the forefront of my mind and my heart. My kids. So people question how. That's how. You know how people say you have to have a why? You have to have a why to get you to whatever it is you're getting to. What's your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why? That's my why. My kids. That's my why. That's my how. you know? So I have subbed to you, ma'am. This was really interesting. Oh, thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. Yo, WSG, everybody. What's WSG? Yes, you do have to take the state test here in Nevada, as always. A goalpost being moved. A goalpost being moved. Ciao. And what's crazy about those tests is that they like change the wording around. So like if you fail it and you go back and you take it again, like that's why they have like test A, B, C, right? Or D or whatever. And the verbiage is always completely different and it just throws you off and you're just like, wait a minute, wait, you know? I honestly can say in Nevada, I took the test more than I did in Cali. In Cali, I took the test I think 4 times before I passed. But what's crazy is the first time in Cali I failed by 11 points, right? The second time I failed by 1 point. The third time I failed by 1 point, and I said, "You are fucking kidding me." I said, "Somebody is messing with me up in here." I was like, "You're not gonna tell me I failed twice by 1 point. That don't even make sense." I said, "Y'all trying to get money out of me. Y'all trying to get more money out of me. That's what it is. How I failed by 1 point twice. Somebody got to tell me something because this don't make no sense." It didn't make sense to me, y'all. And then I passed. Did I fail 4 times? Or I think I passed on the fourth time. Did I fail 4 times or did I pass on the fourth time? I might have. But you know what's crazy, y'all? The first time I passed the test in Nevada, I knew I was going to pass. And the first time I passed in California, I knew I was going to pass. The day I was driving to go take my test in Nevada, in Las Vegas, it was just like a feeling that I got. It was almost like my eye color changed. It was almost like I was seeing in sepia. I don't know if that makes sense. But everything just seemed real nostalgic and real kind of like easy going. And like everything just kind of flowed. And while I'm driving there, I'm like, I'm passing. I'm going to pass today. I'm going to pass today. Wow. I'm going to pass today. Wow. And I passed. Same thing with California. And I recognized it from the first time in Nevada. So in California, I'm driving to take my test, and I got that feeling again. That feeling came over me, that nostalgic feeling, baby. I said, "Ooh, this is the feeling I had when I passed in Nevada." I was like, "Ooh, that's that feeling. I got that feeling, babe. I got that feeling." Yes, I had that feeling, and the feeling was right, and I passed. And I waited till I got all the way out to my car, my vehicle, to open up, because that's what you're supposed to do anyway. They always tell you at the testing site, do not open this up until you are out the building and in your car, right? They tell us that every time. And I honestly think they might have had an incident where somebody may have opened a test and they got pissed the F off and something happened, like maybe pum happened up in there. People get real testy when they fail tests. And especially if they think that you purposely doing it to them, baby. And that's why they stressed it. They had security and everything, y'all. They they had. Where did I go? Was it La Palma, Center Point Drive? Was it one Center Point Drive? Was it La Palma? One Center. All I know is it was Center Point Drive. I was at one or two something Center Point Drive. I know it was Center Point Drive for sure. That's where I had to go take the test in California. And so they had security at the door and everything, and they said, "Don't open this till you get all the way out the building." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." I went into the bathroom because I had to go to the bathroom. So I went to the bathroom before I left. And when I went in the bathroom, one of the ladies that was in there with me, she said, "What you get?" And I said, "What you mean what I get?" She said, "What you get? You didn't look?" I said, "No, they tell us don't open it till we get outside." And she said, "And you listen to them?" I said, "Oh, hell, so people really just be breaking the rules." That's how I found out that apparently I really do follow rules. I really do follow rules, y'all. So I said, "Well, did you pass?" She said, "No, I failed." She was angry too. And that's exactly why they tell you don't open the test till you get outside. She had already opened hers in the bathroom. I said, "Well, I'm going to listen to what they said. I'm not going to open my test until I get outside." So I walked out the building, walked over to my vehicle, got in, sat behind the wheel, put the paper on the wheel, took a deep breath. But I knew I'd already passed because when I was driving there, I got that feeling, I'm telling y'all. And I said, I know I passed. I opened that sucker that said, "Congratulations." I said, "I knew it. I knew it. I had a baby. And when I passed my California state test to get my real estate license for the second time, I had also just graduated the Los Angeles Film School with my music production degree. So I had two graduations back to back. Baby, I went out and partied. Do you hear me? I went to an old school concert that had the Whispers and who was it? The Manhattans and who was the OJs and Blue Magic, baby. I said, "Oh, this is celebration time." I didn't graduated twice. I graduated twice. Yes, I did. I went and partied hard. Do you hear me? Had me some drinks. I sure did. At the Toyota Arena, was it Corona, California? Toyota something. It was the Toyota Arena. I don't know if y'all know where it is. It's the Toyota Arena. That's where the concert was. I went and had a blast, and I was in there for hours. And as soon as I was about to walk out, y'all, because I was like, damn, I'm tired. I've been here so damn long. I'm tipsy. I said, I'm tired. I'm ready to go, right? So as soon as I was making my way out, what song came on? Some song came on, and it's because I was halfway out the door, y'all. So one of them good old school songs came on, and I said, "Wait a minute." My shoulders started gyrating. I started moving, and I just shuffled right back inside. I said, "Wait, I gotta dance this one out real quick." I gotta dance this one out real quick. I can't go until What song was it? What song was playing that made me I don't remember. Damn, I wish I remember what song it was, but I know it got my ass back inside of that concert. Yes, it did. And I bust a damn move, is what I did. I busted down. I did. Mm-hmm. Sure did. And then I went on about my business. And I was thoroughly happy. I was thoroughly danced out, thoroughly dranked out. And that was my celebration for graduating twice. Anyway, sometimes you got to celebrate yourself. Mr. Lawson said you always got to celebrate your small wins. Always celebrate your small wins, because if you don't celebrate your small wins, how are you going to be able to celebrate the big wins? Now, this is Mr. Lawson, okay? This is what he always told me. And I said, that makes sense. And I think that his voice was in my head when I decided to go out. I was like, well, I think I need to celebrate my wins. Mr. Lawson said, celebrate your wins. And that's what I did. I sure did. I celebrated. So anyway, he gives great advice, by the way. He's like a great life coach. But anyway, your life is so interesting, sis. Interesting. Princess something. It's interesting? Yeah. I got stories for days, y'all. Must be nice. What must be nice? What must be nice? To graduate? A lot of us graduated. I can't pass the test to save my life. I mean, it's always something different. Maybe it's just me, or maybe I'm so tired I'm going to school and not being able to produce anything. What do you mean? So you trying to get your real estate license? You trying to get your real estate license, boo? You can pass the test. Stop saying that you're not going to pass the test. Say that you are going to pass the test. I told you, I got the feeling I was going to pass the test. And I said the whole way there, I'm going to pass this test today. Oh, shit, I'm about to pass this test. And honestly, I didn't say it to like hype myself up into believing it would happen. I really felt that way. I was like, ooh, I'm about to pass this test today. It was like a feeling. Don't be negative like that. When you're negative like that, you're not going to produce anything good from that. You know what I'm saying? So if you're, it's true. Don't do that. Don't do that. Always try to stay in a positive headspace. Some people say fake it till you make it. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. Like, cause I always think like it's hard to do that. Like, how do you pretend something's not what it is when it is? You know what I'm saying? Like, you fully tell everything, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, to pretend that something is totally different from what I don't know, I just can't. So my advice to you is not fake it till you make it, baby. Because I don't even know how do you do that? That's not my advice to you. My advice to you is to stay positive. Study your material. Because I read all them damn books, them damn real estate books. It was the law one. It was them things is big. I really read all them books, though. I like to read anyway, but sometimes you don't want to read that kind of stuff. But when you're trying to pass your test, you got to do what you got to do. I've been to school 3 times here in the state of for HVAC and carpentry. That's really cool. That's a good field. I was not able to produce anything. Try not to be negative, but reality sucks. You tried to pass the test? Like you tried to graduate or something? That's really cool. HVAC and carpentry? That's cool. Like, because one of my goals is to eventually become a broker, right? Well, that's the next step anyway, because I already have my license. So one of my goals is to become a broker, and I want to own my own brokerage so that I can hire more people. You know what I mean? Like, of course, I want to give my melanated people opportunities that they may not have in other places. You know what I'm saying? But that's one of my goals, and I know that I was like I know that I want a team, not just a real estate team, but like a carpentry, like where you're talking about HVAC and carpentry, like a team with contractors that do stuff like that, because renovation is is like a strong passion of mine. It really, really is. So I knew that I was going to have to get contractors. I knew I was going to have to eventually deal with people that do the things that you do. You know what I mean? And so my advice to you is like, it's not easy. It's never easy. Nothing worth anything ever comes easy. Nothing worth anything great never comes easy. It just doesn't. It doesn't. You know what I mean? So my advice to you would be don't stop. You know what I mean? Like I said, I failed more times on my real estate state test. Is it the state and the state and the national Nevada? I failed more times there than I did in California. So I can't even get mad about, you know, failing twice by 1 point in Cali, you know, because I passed what the fourth time. So, but in Nevada, child, baby, sometimes you feel like them tests are rigged. I don't know how many times I took the test in the state and national test in Nevada, but I didn't stop until I passed. I did not stop until I passed. Even if I took like a month break to kind of like, and you know what? I did. I took a month break because I was trying to figure out why am I not passing? What the hell? Do you not know that after I took that month break and I went back and read over stuff, I recognized I was reading the information wrong. That was the mistake. Because when you keep doing, you know how they say if you want a different result, do something different. I was doing the same thing, and then I had to take a month break away from it. I had to step back to kind of look to assess what the hell is going on. Like I'm smart. Why am I not passing these tests? I was misreading the information. I was not reading the information right. I wasn't retaining it the way I was supposed to had been retaining it. I was misreading it, and I was like, oh shit. Like, why didn't I know this? Why didn't I know? And I was so mad at myself. I was like, why did I not know that I was not reading this the correct way? I was so mad at myself. But I was so happy that I figured it out. And when I did, pass. That's what happened in Nevada. That's what happened in Nevada. In Cali, I knew I had it because I fell twice by 1 point. I'm like, I know this shit. Come on now. I know this shit. I mean, and it wasn't so different from Nevada. California wasn't so different from Nevada. The only difference was they were talking more about like riparian rights, which is like water rights, because, you know, there are different laws with homes that are near water and stuff like that. And we're in Cali, so there's the beaches and stuff like that. But, you know, so there were some different things, but it was basically the same info, you know? I've been carpentry. I passed. I got a certificate of completion. Congratulations. But what I'm trying to say is it doesn't matter if you get a certificate of completion or you graduate. There are people who will not hire you. And that's exactly why I said that my next step is to get my brokerage license so that I can hire my melanated people, because I know that we have those problems. I know that we have those problems. We're discriminated against, right? I know. I know. We have those problems. And that's why when we do stuff like that, start businesses and things like that, that's why we reach back to help our own, right? So many other races do it with their own. So many. So many. They reach back and they help their own because they clearly understand that it's necessary to do that. And so I always have stuff like that in the forefront of my mind, always, when I'm trying to build and, you know, creating and stuff like that. It's all for a reason. I never have me in mind. Never. Never. I'm never like, I want to do this because of me. I want to do this because it's going to make me look this way. Or I want to do this because me. Like, I never think like that. Never. I know there are some people that do. I'm not one of them. I'm not one of them. Like I'm the type of person where I'm like, oh, I would love to win the lottery and win millions of dollars because then I can really be a philanthropist on a whole different kind of level. Like that's me. Oh, I can help this one and I can help that one and I can, you know what I mean? That's me, but misreading the information, that's good to know. So make sure you have your ducks in order. Are you from Nevada? No, I'm originally from New Jersey, but I lived in Nevada for several years. I'm originally from New Jersey, but I haven't lived in New Jersey in a very long time. I want to go back and see my grandma, Willie Mae. I want to go back and visit my grandmama, you know. Um, it's crazy because I've been on the West Coast for a while, and whenever I go back east, it's like I don't miss living east, but you just miss the people there, right? I have a lot of family still on the East Coast. So you miss the people, but you don't necessarily miss the place, which is interesting because it's where I grew up. But I mean, it's nice to, go around and visit places that you used to go to school and stuff like that, like take a trip down memory lane, back down memory lane. So that stuff is pretty cool. But yeah, I would say that I only miss the people where I'm from, but not necessarily miss the place. Are you originally from Nevada? Well, that's crazy. I mean, maybe, you know what? Maybe you should think to look outside of Nevada because, you know, if I feel like I'm not getting traction in a specific place, I will make a move. Um, I lived in Northern Cal, and then I moved to Georgia. And then when things didn't seem like it was really popping in Georgia, after 2 years, I moved to Nevada, and that's where I stayed for a while. That's where I stayed for a while. Um, and then some shit went down that wasn't cool, and I ended up back in Cali. But this time I'm in Southern Cal instead of Northern Cal. And Southern Cal is very different from Northern Cal, but you know, I'm here. It's definitely a journey, but I would really love to. I wouldn't say I want to necessarily to sell homes. I know I have my real estate license, but I'm more into renovation and design. That's what I'm more into. Like, if I had millions of dollars in the bank, I would just buy properties and flip them. I would just flip properties, like, because that's how much I love the renovation and design part. And that's why I was. This was Miley trying to hit me. All right, we on Lock Nation for sure, for sure. I'm gonna have to. Is this your YouTube page? I'm gonna go and follow and stuff. Yeah, because I like that you're into some of the stuff that I'm into. So when that happens, folks need to link up. But anyway, child, I went from Stranger Things to talking about other stuff, which is how I normally do in my lives. But anyway, so I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I appreciate everybody's conversation. Oh, y'all subscribe. If y'all haven't subscribed to my channel, All Baddies Got a Story, please subscribe if you enjoyed the conversation. I'm doing lives every day. It's a commitment I made to myself, and I'm actually really, really enjoying it. I've been meeting a lot of interesting people. Y'all have been asking me really cool questions. It's just dope. I actually really like it. I didn't think I would, but I actually do. So subscribe to All Baddies Got a Story to catch my next live. Sometimes I do lives twice in one day. Sometimes I surprise myself and I'll do a live twice in one day. But yeah, like today, like I did a live earlier today, and that's still uploading. And yeah, and now I'm doing another one. But anyway, what else? And if you're into music, if you're into like art, music, spoken word, or whatever, check out my other YouTube channel at that girl Shanda, which is also showing as a featured channel here on this page. Check it out if you like what you listen to. Subscribe, please subscribe for more. And I also have a podcast that you can check out and subscribe to. I have a few episodes from my podcast on at All Baddies Got a Story, the playlist. So you can find a few episodes there. And if you like what you hear, you can also click the link in my profile that leads you to the podcast, and you can subscribe over there. So you can find me in a lot of spaces, a lot of places. So subscribe to keep up with me, y'all. And I will definitely check y'all out too, especially you. We Unlock Nation. Okay. Thanks for listening, y'all. Talk to y'all soon. Who knows? Maybe I'll come back on later. You never know with me. I'm trying to tell you.